Hello friends, welcome to Xenoblade Theory. My name is D-Rex. So in a previous video, I discussed the possibility that Glimmer could potentially be a fusion form of Mythra and Pyra's children. And while I discussed the personality and physical attributes that could support this theory, I forgot to mention one important thing. And it wasn't until commenter Vintoplad, and Plad, forgive me if I am mispronouncing your name, but they brought up the how could they fuse question and with their own explanation to go along with it. And to be honest, I do agree with it. So in today's video, we will be discussing the how they could fuse question. Now, to start things off, we need to discuss blades and what it is that they are, which they are basically information retainers and processors. As we know from Xenoblade 2, when a blade returns to its core crystal, the data that it had collected throughout its life, whether it was by observations, interactions, and so on, including their memories, it is passed to the cores of the Trinity processor, namely Legos and Pneuma, since Ontos was on the Bionis. It is then processed, returned to the cores of those blades so that the blades can be resonated again, resulting in a continuous evolution of the blades. Of course, there is the question of how blades and humans can produce offspring, even though there is no information to state that it's possible. Like, the only information we get is from Rex's aunt, who confirms that blades and their drivers used to get married in the old days. Though, like Nia, it's a little bit easier to figure out because she is a flesh eater. She's technically half human, so again, it's a little bit easier to figure that out. But if I were a betting man, I would say Klaus had something to do with it. Maybe when he recreated Allrest, or maybe Pneuma with the ability to the processing information from blades and then resending it. Maybe she had something to do with it, so that she could have children along with oh wow, gosh, I forgot her name. Pandoria, that's what it was. Wow, how did I forget her name? But regardless, or it could be a combination of Klaus and Pneuma's ability, and that could be a whole video on its own. But anyway, we're getting off topic here. The second thing we need to discuss then is Origin. Now, as we know, Origin was originally designed to store the souls of the people and gather the data of the history and everything else of the Bionis and Allrest. And as we learned from Nia in Xenoblade 3, Origin continued to gather and process information, just like core crystals. So if we take all this into account, when Zed took control of Origin and was using it to recreate the bodies of the souls that it was holding, whether it was intentional or not, Origin could have used the information it gathered from Mythra and Pyra's children, and if their children had some of Pneuma's information within their core crystals, Origin could have combined the two children together to make this imperfected fusion, which would explain why Glimmer, from physical standpoint, looks a lot like Pyra with a little bit of hints of Pneuma in there, and her personality is more aligned to that of Mythra's. And another thing to keep in mind is, Glimmer could have potentially just been a one-off, just chance. I mean, we don't really know how long Ionios was around before the events of Future Redeemed. Because the Future Redeemed confuses the entire timeline. I'm just gonna shoot in the dark here. I'm gonna guess 100 years minimum, but through all those other cycles, Mythra and Pyra's children could just been off doing their own thing, maybe teaming up in certain at certain points in life. And again, like I just said, during Future Redeem, maybe just by chance Origin decided to take that information and just fuse them together. But of course, this is just speculation. Like I said before, it's only a theory, and unless we get some more content, we're not gonna know for sure. Which personally, I hope we get more content. Something similar to the Monado Secret Files book that I actually just recently got not too long ago. And thank God for Google Translate, and also the fact that there are fans of Xenoblade who put English translated versions online, and I was gonna say there's a lot of interesting concepts, and even design wise. And I mean, I would love to show some of these designs, but also some of them would probably get me banned from YouTube. Although I'm pretty sure Tora would love to look at some of these designs if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, special shout out and thank you to Vintoplad for bringing this up. I felt a little silly of forgetting this, key detail, so I just had to make this little video to, cover it. Again, Plaid, thank you for pointing that out in the last video. Like, comment, subscribe, all those good things, and I'll see you all later. Mm.